Level 1.2, holding the guitar. In this level, we're going to talk about holding the acoustic guitar in the most efficient way. By doing so, we're going to protect our hands from unwanted strain and injury and allow ourselves the greatest mobility with the least amount of work. Well, the first thing we need to do is establish our seating position. I recommend using a chair without arms or a stool. That way you can move your arms around, and you want to have a good posture. So you want to keep your back straight, up against the edge of the seat. We're going to be sitting right-legged style, so we're putting the guitar on the right leg. For those of us who are right-handed players, if you're a left-handed player, you just flip things around. Now, I'm using a little device called a footstool. And this is adjustable, and what it does is it allows me to raise my knee higher than my hip. Of course, I put my foot on the footstool, and now my knee is elevated so that my guitar will rest up against the side of my body. Without the footstool, the guitar wants to slide down my leg. And so footstools are really good about keeping the guitar up against the side of my body, but also it provides a foundation for proper alignment. And it allows me to set all the angles that I need to play with maximum efficiency. Now, for those of us who are right-handed, we're going to call this right-legged style. In the next video clip, we talk about classical style where we hold the guitar on the left leg. But we're going to hold this right-legged style, and we're going to put the back of the guitar up against our body, up against the side of our body, and this little curvature here is designed for our legs. So we're pinning the guitar up against the side of our body about where the thigh meets the hip. Now, we want to do so in such a way that our strings are facing the audience. This does a couple of things. One, it allows your audience to hear your guitar. If it's tilted this way, the sound's going to project up towards, well, the ceiling. Two, left hand and right hand alignment. When your strings are facing your audience, it allows for proper left hand alignment. Watch what happens when the guitar does this. I know some of us like to tilt the guitar out like this so we can see our frets. Well, that may be good for our eyes, but look what it does to my wrist. It causes me to bend my wrist, and we're going to be talking about a straight wrist. I want you to do this. Go ahead and make a fist with a straight wrist. And you'll notice that's a strong hand. Now, try to bend your wrist and make a fist. And that feels pretty weak. It hurts, actually. So you don't want a bent wrist. You want a nice straight wrist. A straight wrist means a strong hand. And so holding the guitar properly, facing the strings towards your audience is going to allow you to maintain a straight wrist. Next, we're going to talk about holding the guitar as it relates to our fretting hand. And that would be our left hand for most of us. And that has to do with the angle of the neck. And what we want is for the neck to be facing in the up direction, not the down direction. What I tell most of my students is to perform the marble test. If you were to put a marble at the end of your neck, you would want that marble to roll down towards your body. And that's proper neck angle. That helps your left hand alignment. Watch what happens. Right now, my left hand is strong. It's nice and straight. But whenever I face the neck in the down direction, it forces my wrist into a bent position, and that's weak. So you want a nice tilt in this direction so you can have a nice straight wrist, which is going to make fretting with your left hand a lot easier. Next, we're going to talk about holding the acoustic guitar as it relates to the picking hand. And that would be the right hand for most of us. We have the hand, we have our forearm from here to here, and then we have our bicep from here to here. And so we're going to position our forearm over the edge of the guitar in such a way that we can put half of our hand over the sound hole and half of it over the wood. And all that is running 45 degrees against the strings. So what that means is that you're splitting the guitar in half from diagonal to diagonal. From the end of the forearm all the way down to the tip of the thumb is running diagonal against the strings, about a 45-degree angle there. You don't want this. You don't want this. Somewhere in between. If you're holding the guitar properly, you should naturally settle into that position. Remember, don't rest your weight up against the guitar, and you don't want your bicep over the guitar. You want the forearm over the edge of the guitar.